Stop the madness. Remember that from a zillion years ago, Susan Powter? Hi, everybody.
Not everybody would remember that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to TFT.
That's
Tarot
why I asked.
for today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Cranky. Banshee.
Right the first time, dear.
It's going to be one of those days today. No reading for you either, Gina? Okay. Sorry we're running late. We had more downtime. I spent more than an hour on the phone with Comcast. I just got a cryptic message that it's all better now. Without explanation, without anything, they're done with their processes. So all I have to say is, if our internet goes down again, we will come back live. So do look for us. I just have to make that announcement because clearly we're having some serious problems with our service provider.
Can I come back undead?
Anyway. All right.
That wasn't singing.
All of my crankiness is with them right now. And just to get myself in better spirits, I am, for the collective, pulling a tarot of affirmations for everybody. It's almost as if I have to sage myself today.
Oh, thanks, Sonny. When you barged in a moment ago, you moved everything around, as usual.
And then Sonny barged in and moved everything. Oh, my gosh. Well.
And to top it off, we don't even have Kara, but I'm sure she'll be around momentarily.
Oh, she will be. She promised. I told her Sonny would be waiting. Look at that. Sometimes you just got to have the will to get through.
The Magician. I am dynamic. Changing creation. I play freely with my thoughts, feelings, inspiration, and sensations.
I am creative, focused attention, committed to acting on my ideas and inspirations. I am open to life's powerful energy. I allow it to flow freely through me. I am
versatile and flexible. I work with the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual materials available to me, whatever place I happen to be. I allow others to see my creative experiments. I communicate my changing thoughts, feelings, ideas, and perceptions. And of course, that is so like the Magician card. The Magician card is kind of like saying, I have all these qualities, these building blocks, and I am in control of them to direct my powers of manifestation.
Well, I am directly focused on solving this internet problem once and for all. So things are going to be a-changing. All right.
All right.
So anyway, let's get started with the show. All that bad stuff aside, V was first, I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's V and then Lisa.
Okay. A general reading for August.
Okay, we gotcha. Want me to do my cards, or?
Sure.
Okay. All right. General. Let's see what's going on in August. Hey, this is the last day, pretty much, of our third year.
That's right.
August 4th was our first actual live stream, but I think we were already on Twitter by then, I think.
Well, I believe we also threw out a couple of videos on the YouTube channel.
In July.
You know, describing what we were up to and doing.
But we do consider August our anniversary month, August 4th.
Background information on us as card readers and whatnot.
So, things will be happening in this next year, trust me. Good stuff, hopefully.
Yes. changing internet provider may be near the top of that
Maybe.
list.
But that aside, we're hoping to do some other things. Some of them associated with our website. Stay tuned, though. We'll keep you informed. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, your first card is the Moon upright. Your second card, though, is the World reversed. Interesting, 2 major arcana cards. So that's pretty interesting. And then we have the 5 of Cups reversed, which is really the way I'd rather see it. So this puts an interesting spin on things. The moon might indicate a little bit of uncertainty. There's uncertain times, but this is a time, V, when you can tap into your intuition and trust your inner voice to guide you. So if things feel uncertain or shaky, for example, I'm just going to throw out examples. You get a job offer you're unsure about. Somebody you're in a relationship is rubbing you the wrong way. Intuition will get you through. And the world is saying here, I want to combine these two together. The 5 of Cups is indicating that some new opportunities are opening for you here in August, whether it's a job, whether it's a new romance, whatever you are open to in your life right now. And the world is saying, don't expect instant results or instant, answers or replies on this. But, it is a work in progress. Something is going to start developing in August.
Well, I look at these cards, V, and I see like there's flux going on here. There's like a real mutability going on here for you in August. And maybe some of it revolves around opportunities returning that maybe you thought had gone away, or maybe they're new opportunities. They involve you maybe correcting or perfecting or going back to something previous that maybe you can work on and make better. Some of this maybe presents really as mysterious in a way, like maybe it's a situation where you didn't really expect to hear or have this kind of opportunity again, or that maybe there's just something that just does sort of seem to be a little bit under the radar in the way that it develops, like maybe it's just a little bit hush-hush. But I think, like I said, it's representing an opportunity to maybe review and change some things from the past, or just work on issues in general that you now have an opportunity to put the team back together, or to find a way to address whatever, the situation could be.
I'm going to toss a Lenormand and see what's up. Oh. Wow.
Okay, maybe we're also throwing it in another direction, because in the Lenormand we have the heart and the whip.
Well, there's
Whip it good.
Well, there's some good news, bad news here for you. Okay. So I don't know if this is relating to relationships. This might be something that abruptly comes to an end. The whip is something fast, or it could get intense really fast. I'm really unclear about this, because I don't feel you have a lot of bad negative cards here. So I'm not sure if something might be coming to an abrupt end. Maybe there's arguments, disagreements, or incompatibility, a relationship or friendship or partnership of some sort. But it may be tied into this new opportunity. And I just feel here that it's hard for me to say. It could be very well that there's something developing very, very fast.
Well, maybe it could mean that this idea that I was expressing about an opportunity to revisit something is something you would really like to do, and the opportunity is going to come really fast. You might have to really seize that moment, and get involved in that. But on the other hand, I could suggest too that because of the emotions that seem to be running through some of these cards, that maybe the heart is picking up on that energy and saying that maybe this is also too maybe about human friendships, human relationships, or some intersectionality between what you desire and what other people desire, things like that. Once again, though, the key word, though, is that it just sort of presents with an energy that's really smart and stinging in a way. So it's saying, like, you know, if you don't do this, you might regret it, or, you know, this is your only time to get this opportunity.
Once again, you know, to me, it's like maybe it's both. I mean, I'm not just talking about his, but what I'm thinking is maybe it's both. Something may be coming towards you, and something may be, you know, you may be walking away from. So I feel here that whatever it is, it has to do with the heart. It could be emotions, a relationship, or it could be a heart's desire, which of course could be a relationship or open it up to other things like jobs, career, something, etc., you know. So I don't know. Good luck with that, V. It promises to be an interesting month.
So that's what we have.
Yeah.
So thanks.
Good luck with that.
And Lisa Grieg is up.
All right.
You're welcome. And Lisa is up. Hope you're typing in that question right now. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I can do that. No problem. Hi, Divine.
Hey, Divine, you. Get you on the list. Good to see you.
Okay. So Lisa asks, I'm hearing some family member's voice. They are still alive. Are these from another realm, or is it a trickster or a mimic? And I love this kind of question because for several years I heard a voice, Lisa, that I thought was my mother's voice. And of course my mom was still alive. And it always sounded like they were saying my name. But I would, you know, call. My mom's a few hours distance, and nope, mom's fine. And of course, my mom did pass away in February. But the last time I had heard this voice, just wondering what it was maybe a year before that. So I never really figured it out. And I thought maybe sometimes spirit voices maybe speak in a familiar.
I didn't shuffle yet.
In a familiar tone.
So before I shuffle,
yes.
Do you want to handle the question as like 2 and 2 and see what we get, or what do you want to say?
Maybe.
She's asking specifically if it's from another realm, a trickster, or mimic.
Well, the other thing too is that I did actually bring my Ghost Tarot, so
do you want to switch
to the Ghost Tarot to see if we can
shuffle that one? Yeah.
Resonate a little bit. I have a Ghost Tarot that I keep on hand for people that want to ask questions about spirits of any sort.
Let's just see if this will work. Let's try that.
Okay.
So the first one is, how is it again worded? Spirit
an ancestor or a trickster, right?
Well, trickster or mimic is,
is it a
one
person in another realm?
Yes.
Is that how they said it?
Person in another realm will be this. Trickster or mimic will be the second. Yeah, that's interesting. The only time I have heard voices like that seems to be from people who have passed. Or voices I really don't recognize. So I haven't had the mimic thing happen yet to me. You had it happen once, didn't you?
It happened about 3 times over the space of several years, actually. And like I said, I was just sitting around. Banshee might have been upstairs. And I just heard this voice. And it sounded like it was coming from upstairs. And it was in my mother's voice. And it just sounded like her kind of tone, calling my name, sort of with a little lilt at the end, like she was questioning, you know, like, Oberon. I know she's my real name. But, and I heard it like once a year for a couple of years. And like I said, the last time was about a year before she actually passed away. So I never quite figured out what that meant. But we have some other sightings or things that we see occasionally. Nothing that ever seems to scare us or feel like there's an evil intent. But of course, I put out my protection.
Okay, so far as the spirit...
Ooh, that's terrible, Lisa.
Oh, that is not good.
Okay.
Let's see. So what was the first one? Spirit, right? From another round. Hello, Mr.
Yes.
O?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. This is... What is this? Oh, it's Temperance, isn't it? Or is it the Star? It's Temperance.
No, it's Temperance.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the Ghost Tarot's Temperance.
Upright.
Upright.
God, I really can't tell what this
I'll
is.
tell you
It's
what
the
it is.
King of Wands, I believe, reversed.
Yes, that's correct. The King of Wands reversed. Is that the other side?
No.
It's this side. Okay.
Yep. All right, let's put them both up and see what we've got. So what about the Mimic or the Trickster? We have the Five of Wands reversed.
Ooh.
And then we have the Seven of Pentacles reversed.
Wow.
I'm not sure what to make of this.
Well, to me,
This-
I think that maybe this is a saying that if it's from the other realm, there's sort of an at-peace quality there. And maybe the King of Wands reversed represents somebody, who is not trying to reach out, who is not questing or sending their influence forward, the at-peace there. But on the Mimic side, I'm seeing this sort of disruptive Five of Wands, which sounds a little bit overly competitive. And then I'm seeing the reversed Seven of Pentacles, which I guess sounds like somebody trying to advance, and sort of in opposition to that, somebody who maybe is not advancing, in my opinion, as opposed to somebody who is. So I am actually leaning towards the idea that maybe this is not necessarily somebody live or dead, but that it is maybe some sort of other kind of spirit.
I'm not sure it's somebody you know or not. When I'm looking at these two cards here, I'm getting a little bit of a different thought, and it does kind of, I don't know, depending on how I look at it, it's kind of worrisome. Because I feel here, this is an aggressive spirit that is not at peace. For some reason is seeking peace maybe, or is trying to disrupt your peace and calm maybe. I don't know. When I see the King of Wands reversed, I wonder about
That's
that.
a legitimate meaning, you're right.
So
But what do you think about the other
Well,
side?
the other one is somewhat interesting to me. I think here that if you have remember with the Five of Wands reversed, I tend to think that I look at that differently than you. I always say that that's kind of more of an easing of conflict, that maybe nobody wants the competition or stress. In other words, I don't think a Mimic is here, because also Seven of Wands is like, well, I don't know. Pentacles is like getting back to work, moving on things. It seems to me this just doesn't resonate with me.
I'll agree with you on that King of Wands, and maybe suggest then that those two cards. What?
I have an idea.
Okay, those two cards together maybe suggest that there is somebody who is not at peace, and maybe they were an aggressive personality, or maybe they were a personality that is not at peace for some reason.
And if they are connected with you, I mean, it's highly possible that if there's a family connection, because this could go back. I mean, it may not have anything to do with you personally, but they may have some family connection.
Is your theory that someone's upset because somebody's mucking with Lisa?
I don't know that. But what I think
somebody sees this stuff?
What I think we should do is, if you're in agreement sort of with what I said here, maybe we ought to do a yes/no on this and see if it's a spirit before we do the Lenormand. Something just bothers me about this combination. And I mean, Temperance is a great card. I mean, it's okay upright. But because it's with this aggressive king energy, and I'm feeling that the spiritual energy is being represented by this card, that what are they doing here? They're trying to disrupt the peace and calm.
Well, then, do these cards mean nothing really, because you don't feel that there is this presence here?
I don't. I feel like maybe it's a reach to think that right now, that it's not what's going on.
That's an idea, but I think we're going to just do the yes or no and focus on Banshee's idea. I'm going to just say Banshee seems to be onto something. I'm going to go with it too.
Yeah, let's just do that. But that's not a bad suggestion, Violet.
No.
Thank you. We sometimes have done
We do
that and
things
pulled
like that,
cards
yeah.
from the bottom and stuff.
I don't know if it could be that.
Well, we didn't ask that question, but I really feel there might be some, did somebody send a spirit entity towards you? It doesn't have to be a mimic or a trickster, but they could have sent that spirit energy towards you.
Right, as a result of some sort of working.
Yeah, I can't rule that out with this question, But let's see right now if it's going to confirm the spirit entity. If it doesn't, I don't know. Maybe there is some
person
magic
that
at
you
work.
know, not an entity mimic.
I'd be doing some protection stuff around yourself anyway, and your house. You probably are, but I would definitely, give it your attention, and maybe it's time, if they're giving you very negative messages like that, to say, no, this is just not welcome here.
Break out the salt and water and stuff.
Put your foot down. Did you shuffle or me first?
I did. But I'll let you count if you want.
If I can tell the aces in this deck, yes.
I'll help you. They're pretty.
Cut and dry.
They're not hard to recognize.
I see their numbers.
That's fun.
Yep. Okay. Oh my goodness. And there's the other one, right?
That's a queen.
It's a queen.
Wow.
I know, it's leaning towards no.
So it is leaning towards no, and we asked, is this somebody who you would know or is through your family line? It's leaning towards no, which doesn't necessarily mean that it is that other kind of entity that you thought of and that we thought of, the mimic or the trickster thing. But here are the other cards in the reading.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We have the Knight of Cups reversed. I had to look at that a little bit. And then we had the Three of Swords. It's the Knight of Cups.
Yes.
It's got the Three of...
No, actually, that might not be that.
With the helmet?
Because the knights are horses.
Oh.
This is the page. He's a squire.
He's the
It's
page
like a squire,
of...
yes.
Oh.
And think about it. They're always holding things, right? So it makes sense. Honest. Trust me on this one. I've been through this. Okay, so this was the reverse Three of Swords.
Lisa, I have to ask this, since it's leaning towards no. Is there any possibility that some of your own energy might be conjuring this up in some way? Any possibility? Have you gone through anything, any kind of crisis lately that you might be healing from, that could be causing, this energy? I'm just asking. Want to rule that out.
Okay.
Okay.
The Page of Cups reverse may be this idea that maybe something is sort of not easy to discern. You're not getting an insight, or an insight is not necessarily there to understand an intuition or a resonance. That Three of Swords does sound like, reverse, that maybe there's moving back onto the road of engagement with your heart or with people around you, like maybe you've gotten over, a breakup or a bad emotional situation.
Well, in relation to your question, I think here, this Three of Swords is indicating to me, and it's reversed, is that I feel this entity may need to be let go with love. Maybe there is some pain that they are harboring or carrying that's causing this to happen. I don't know why they latched onto you, but I'm almost sensing with this Page of Cups here that it's latched onto you, your energy, your psychic energy, your intuition.
That's representing whatever that kind of spirit is. It's reversed.
Maybe.
It's earthbound. I think it's sort of locked here.
Well, it's a cup.
By an emotional thing.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Well, I'm
not ready to commit to that.
I'm combining it with that.
Yeah, I'm not ready to commit to that.
I know, but you're using that to talk about that spirit too.
Right, I am. And I'm thinking here that there is some painful reason they're acting out. So I'm wondering here, there's maybe two approaches you should take. One might be to just say, your energy is not needed here. I release you with love. Go in peace. Try to remove them peacefully. And if that doesn't work, then it's time to lay the smack down. And I mean seriously lay the smack down. Because you don't need this around you. Whatever this is,
would you like a holy water spritzer?
It's gotta go. Because I feel it. I feel it with the cards we're getting here. But I'm not sure. Like even with the previous one with the king, he was aggressive, he was angry. Something has set this entity off. And you're right. Yeah. Maybe if you know that there is anybody around you right now that would send such energy to you, then, maybe that's a possibility. So then lay the smack down, protect yourself, put some barriers up.
Okay, so in the Lenormand.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah, of course, because you are. All right.
You have the snarky look.
Figure that out.
Well, to me, I thought that maybe this said that the entity is female or represented that from a past lifetime. But you drew the dog, which influences that, so...
This is a really strange reading, Lisa. We may have to revisit this for you, because I can't spend a lot more time on it this show. I'm sorry, and I'm sure this is very important to you. But you know what? This almost looks friendly, doesn't it? I mean, it's the dog, it's the woman, you've got a friend. But there could be other implications here. Maybe this is saying that it is affecting your sense of security, and, maybe this could also be saying that this is somebody who, coming from somebody you do know, maybe, who you thought was a friend.
Damn, that's right. What I was going to say.
Maybe this is also somebody who has passed who was affiliated or associated with you. I'm throwing out the options here because it seems very strange. To get this at the end.
And the idea that maybe there's a disloyal person here, or a person who maybe even is unconsciously disloyal, could be reflected with that reverse Page of Cups. Maybe somebody that is not thinking about your happiness.
So, if nothing else, I really hope we've given you some things to think about here, because this is really confusing to me even. I feel you do definitely have some spirit entity. I'm not sure it's a mimic or a trickster per se, but I do know for some reason, whether it's from your own magical workings or energies or whatever, they've attached themselves to you, or if it's somebody else who is sending it to you. And this seems to be, it could be indicated here.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah, and do come back. And, hey, if you can join us Thursday, we can try to delve in this a little bit more. I'll see if I can dig up some of my readings about ghosts and see if they apply. Might help us in some way.
And thank you, Ghost Tarot. I knew you would probably be needed today.
So good luck with that. My goodness, that was an interesting question, and thanks everybody
for
listening.
As noted.
And yeah, it is a fascinating topic, and usually we get a more direct answer. So
You're welcome. Okay, so Lena asks, will my finances improve in the upcoming months, especially after December? So maybe going towards a year from now, or at least up until next spring. Let's see what we can see.
All right. And this is finances, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunman is taking a snooze. Wonder if I can zoom in on him. Nope, I can't get on camera today. We're just stuck with that.
It's so weird getting the dog and the lady.
I know.
Well, if you've got a powerful friend who can clear your house of the energy, use them.
Yes, sometimes it does take a professional, but you never know what you can do. Everything really revolves around your intent and, to some degree, your integrity. That if you go there with an open heart and an open belief in what you want to accomplish, you would be surprised.
Everything in this place seems very transitory when it comes in, except for like when we lived in Hamtramck before we came here. We have these little entities that look like cats, like our former cats following us. And that's the way we feel about them, too. They've never caused any harm. I've been in a haunted house before. My aunt had a poltergeist or something in it and when I was young, and it was a very different experience than what we're experiencing now.
Did we forget to say hello, Kara?
I thought I said hello to Kara.
I thought I did too. So what is that, the 9 of Cups?
The 9 of Cups reversed. But the 10 of Swords is reversed, and if you got to get the 10 of Swords, that's the way you want to get it. Oh man, the 2 of Cups reversed. Wow, Lena. What is with our cards today? I think that, it's not going to be perfect for you. You're not going to attain exactly what you want and desire, which isn't always a bad thing. We can't always get everything we want. But of course, you were asking about financial security. I do feel here with the 10 of Swords reversed that there will be some bettering of conditions, but it may not be perfect for you. It may not be everything you had hoped for. And the 2 of Cups reversed, that's often a card that comes up in love and relationship readings, which means a separation or argument with others. Well, the 2 of Cups is reversed here. So I can't help but wonder, because I know this is about financial conditions, but this has that love element attached to it, that if this is just saying things will improve for you, you won't get everything you want, and maybe this has to do with that alimony that you were expecting, that is still going to be a problem for you going forward, but that other things might start to recover a little bit. What do you
Well, see, that I agree with you, because I'm looking at the 10 of Swords reversed, and I'm thinking that over these upcoming months, I think you are releasing that idea, or that situation is just sort of falling apart. It's no longer there. And it may be, of course, something settles the alimony question once and for all. Not necessarily in your favor, but it looks like maybe some sort of judgment or release is happening here. To some degree, this is, if it's not unexpected, it's certainly not appreciated. The 9 of Cups says you really feel let down by this, that this just feels like it is a big blow on what you wanted to happen, what you felt were your wishes and dreams. But I'm saying, look at that other lining there that maybe is not apparent, that although this may not happen for you the way you want, the release from maybe these conditions, a finality about what's going on between what either side has a perception of owing each other. Get it out of the way, maybe, and then maybe really real growth can happen, that you can really start moving ahead, because it sort of seems like a lot of this puts you in a limbo at times.
Well, I really want to go a little broader than just the alimony, but I feel it might play into it because of this card. However, I feel here that, like I said, conditions, your financial conditions overall are not exactly what you had hoped they would be. But there will be some recovery. There will be some gain. It's just not going to be a perfect world, Lena. That's what I see right now with the cards. So let's do the Lenormand. Is it my...
Hi, Violet Ann.
Hey, Violet Ann. We'll add you. We're running a little late today. We had some internet issues again. And just a reminder to everybody still here that if we go down, we will come back.
You know what? When we started,
Yeah.
3 years ago, 4 years ago. Wasn't Mercury retrograde when we started?
It's not going to be this time.
I know, but doesn't that sort of like that's our birth date, and so it's in our chart? That
I thought Mercury. Oh, I guess you're right. It was retrograde at the time.
I know. So this is what our problem is. We have to quit and then start over again with a new name and new stuff.
Provider.
Okay, no, we don't want to do that.
Do you want to take a Lenormand so we can finish and move on?
Oh, I'm finished, all right.
Because guess what I have? Hurry up and grab yours.
Guess what you have?
Yes.
How many guesses do I get?
It's the anchor.
Oh! This is quite interesting,
What?
Anthony aside, because
The ring.
the ring with the anchor,
Well-
which, we know how we have felt about that before.
This is very clear in a financial reading, Lena, actually. This says to make a commitment towards securing yourself financially. So in other words, don't put your expectations on things that, hoping things that will come through that may not. Try to secure yourself financially around that. Make a commitment to secure yourself financially.
I think that's a really good way of looking at it too, and that may be really what it talks about, because we both sort of felt that vibe a little bit about, your post-marriage situation. I guess this probably really does say that you should just really try to focus on moving beyond that, maybe anchor yourself to a new commitment that moves you beyond that paradigm of, thinking that's going to happen and trying to move your opportunities that way.
That's what we see for you.
So that's what we
I
do.
wouldn't have even brought up the alimony at all, but just seeing that Two of Cups there.
I know, it really was kind of there. That's the way the cards go.
So we have, Lena, good luck, good luck, good luck. Hoping that it's better than just a recovery for you. All right. So we are on...
I think it's Aaliyah.
I think it is. Aaliyah, are you still with us through all this
So I had an
craziness?
interview. Okay, are they going to
Well,
get a
there
call
it
from
is.
interview?
Interview with Goodwill. Oh, that's good. About 4 days.
You're welcome, Lena. We
All
see it,
right.
Aaliyah. Don't worry, we got you. So this is
gotcha.
my deck, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to use my
So what do you
Golden
wanna do with
Dawn, which I
this?
almost used for Lisa's question, but then
What do you want to do? 3 or yes?
I want to do a yes or no.
Okay.
And
We're
then
going to
if
do
we
a
need
yes
to do
no
more,
on this and see. 4 days is not unheard of. Maybe you were
It's
the
true.
first person they interviewed, and they interviewed people after you. So I wouldn't rule it out yet. Let's see what the cards say.
right. Mr. O thinks he's going to sneeze. He's feeling that little tickle. I don't know.
Uh-oh. You can't hold it back, Mr. O.
There are many things I can hold back, but a sneeze,
not
or
one
3
of
or
them.
4, which is usually what happens, is not one of them. I sneeze a lot, and my allergies don't really kick in much anymore. I'm just sneezing from dust. Boy, do I sneeze at the library. I sneezed at my last library, the new one that shouldn't have had dust, and I sneezed at this one.
All right. Oh, there's lots of dust in libraries.
All right, counting down for Aaliyah. Okay, it's leaning towards no.
Oh, but
The
not
question-
a definite no.
But it's not a definite no. The question was, will they call you back? So you did get the Ace of Wands, so that suggests that it's only slightly possible, or it's a little possible. But your other cards are the Two of Wands reversed, and then the Hierophant reversed. So there's a couple ways I could look at that. The Hierophant might be saying maybe they're looking for somebody that they feel is more out of the box thinking or something. Or on the other hand, maybe they're thinking you don't conform to their image or to what they're looking for. So it could go either way with that, maybe. I don't know, unless you know better about that. It's goodwill, so image is usually important. Two of Wands reversed could be suggesting that maybe they're still thinking they need to look at more candidates, or they need to think more about what they're doing, what they're planning here. Maybe somebody wants this position to encompass other positions, or they want certain changes. So some of this may be still a formulation in how they're thinking about all this, one way or the other.
Well, I'm going to say, I know he said there's just a chance, but whenever we get maybes and a yes-no, I really look at them as 50-50. It's leaning towards no or leaning towards yes for reasons. And here I think is the reasons why. First off, I think the Two of Wands, like you said, is very true. They might be reassessing their plans or who will fit best with their plans. They may be looking at other candidates still. I think really they haven't made up their mind yet, so there's delays. I also feel here that they are, it's true what Mr. O said about image. I almost can't argue with that. Do you fit the image of who they want there? Who they are looking for there. And that's an unfortunate thing to say in a world that should be basing it on abilities, to do the job. But often it is about image. And so I kind of feel like that might come into play here. But that doesn't mean definitely no. To
Right.
me, it's more like 50-50. And let's see what the Lenormand is going to add to that. That's what I think.
I guess I could go with that too, that I don't feel it's really leaning heavily towards no. It just sort of seems like there's something that's up in the air.
The Hierophant is not really that negative of a card either way.
True.
But, the Two of Wands can be. So I don't know. I just don't feel they're so super negative that I would say, oh, it's really more leaning towards no than yes. Oh, you were supposed to go first. Well, I mixed him up for you, dear.
Aww. You're so good. Why, thank you. I didn't get a repeat.
Wow. See, I probably will now.
I got the garden.
Uh-oh.
You did not get the good.
No, I did not.
Oh, well, at least it's not that anchor. No, it's the mice. So there's mice crawling around in the garden. And mostly it's not real bad, but it is a little bit irritating when maybe some of this is too much out in the public. So what am I saying? I guess I'm wondering if maybe this job has aspects maybe that will be irritating to you. I wonder if it's working with the public. I find that irritating at times. I'm sorry. I should let you go.
So the mice in the garden is basically, the mice is about stress, tension, anxiety, little things that add up. Or it could be about less. And I'm looking at the garden, and the garden is usually, like he said, about social activity, connecting. Maybe this is, again, trouble connecting and getting an answer. I am wondering about that because of the way these two came up together. Or it's possible, I'm just going to say it, Aaliyah, that maybe that is tipping the scales a little bit more towards no. But, in other words, that maybe they're not answering right away because they're going to reject you. You'll get a letter or a notification saying no. But, I'm seeing what you're writing there, and I just encourage you again not to get all bent out of shape over this. You just have to keep at it. You have to keep at it. Don't let these little things discourage you. I don't know how many jobs you have applied for yet, but let me tell you, it's a process. It's a huge process. So hang in there. Just hang tight. You will get something if it's not this job. Personally, I think they're being a little slow, but let me tell you this. It's not bad to call back and inquire. You might want to call back on, maybe I would wait till Tuesday. If you haven't heard anything by Tuesday, give them a call back and re-express your interest in the job. And thanking them again for the time they took to interview you, that might go a long way to helping them out. If you want to do that on Monday, fine, but that's the way I would handle it. Thank them for the interview and just remind them again of your interest.
Good luck, Leah.
Yeah, wishing you the best. Never say never. And with a yes-no, sometimes we can't. It was not 3 aces, so...
Right. And how often do we ever get those 3 aces?
Well, that was sometimes a bit. At least I have, for me. How many times do I not get aces? Oh,
You're welcome, Leah.
a lot, too.
So, Asalis, what does Alabek think of them? And that would be your deck.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's time for the Mermaid Tarot. Right. Hey, you're welcome, Aaliyah. You hang in there. You'll get something. Look at how you persevered through your classes, you know? You'll get somewhere.
And I don't know if anyone's still hanging out, but I know Merwin and Gina mostly just dropped in to say hi, which is nice, of course, and we like seeing all of you guys, so thank you. If we didn't say thanks for dropping in.
Yeah. I will thank them later for sure. This has just been a difficult start to the show today beforehand, so I didn't start off exactly on the right foot. I like to think I got it together for the readings. Note to self, don't call the internet service provider before the show.
It's a world of pain.
Don't get the blood pressure up. What was, oh yeah, what was thinking?
Like?
9 of Pentacles is reversed. What is with this card today? Different deck, too. 10 of Swords reversed, and it's reversed again, which, again, that's the better way to get that card. But still, I mean, in a relationship reading, it's not ideal. And the Chariot reversed. Man, oh man, oh man. And I shook up all these cards, too. So, they're all reversed. So what does Alabek think? Alabek thinks that, well, and it's not all bad, like I said, but some of it is. What do you think about this one?
Well, it's weird because, you know, the tendency is to want to kind of see the narrative or the way that these cards connect with each other. I sort of see it. It could be saying that maybe Alabek thinks that you needed to be more direct in some ways, or that maybe they felt you were more passive than they wanted you to be in some ways. It's kind of weird. I don't necessarily know if that's really truthful, but also too maybe Alabek realizes that it's not really over for you, that there's something still going on, the idea of the Ten of Swords reversed. So maybe Alabek is aware that you still are somewhere around them, or that you are thinking about them, that you haven't been defeated by whatever may have happened. The Nine of Pentacles reversed, maybe Alabek thinks that in some ways you're willing but not worthy of him, or that he thinks you're not Yeah, right. Basically that maybe there's sort of like, that's another disconnect there. And then the Chariot reverse more or less says that maybe they don't feel you have an energy they're looking for. They don't feel you have something that makes you more competitive or more aggressive with them. So I'm not sure. It's sort of kind of conflicted thinking there in a way. I'm done.
Well, Alabek is the ex, or?
Right, it was an ex-boyfriend, and they've now married.
I feel like Alabek wishes you healing, wishes you would heal. I feel that I feel like that they're just done. The Chariot is here, and it indicates kind of like nothing happening, nothing moving. And so the only way I can think about it in regards to the question is that they feel like it's, they're done. They're done moving in your direction. They're wishing you healing, and they see you as. This is what's throwing me, is this card.
That one was the hardest one.
I had everything else together except that Nine of Pentacles, and I feel here that he might be thinking that you have a lot going for you, that you should heal and maybe move on, because you do have a lot going for you. They may feel too that, they may just have felt not compatible with you. I mean, if I looked at it that way too, the Nine of Pentacles sometimes indicates a dissatisfaction with things, because usually this is a material card. But in a question like yours, Estelle, I would say that maybe they just did not feel, compatible anymore.
Right, I can see that.
They were dissatisfied. And so I don't feel there's like super hard feelings. I almost feel like here there's this interest in seeing you move on now.
Right, I see it differently, sort of like they accept the fact that maybe you're still there, that you're around somehow. But I guess there is this idea really that they've moved on, and maybe they question. I mean, maybe this is saying really in a way that reverse Nine of Pentacles is saying that they hope you move on to somewhere else rather than remain sort of waiting for them, if they feel that way.
All right. Don't tell me. So how do we read that in relation to that? There's a lot of contradictory stuff coming up in our cards today. It certainly is challenging us, you guys. So,
stop it.
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, is it me? Is it my energies? It could be. But, we have the Ring here, which is a commitment, and we have the Bear. So I think maybe they see you as a strong force here. I do believe that, at the time they valued their commitment, or maybe your commitment to them. Maybe they saw that and they appreciated you for that, but they just did not find the compatibility or something that they were truly seeking.
Sometimes the Lenormand may speak towards the situations we saw there, but they don't always. And I'm wondering if this is one of those times where maybe it doesn't, and that this really suggests that to them, the person they're with now is the strength in their life, and they are committed to them. And it may just be that other factor there, that this doesn't pertain really to Alabek and you, but pertains as a side issue to where Alabek really does put his thoughts, and it's more with their marriage.
Well, it's interesting he went there, because I tried to stop myself from going there, because I was going to say, Asal, that maybe this is a message for you, and that is to commit to your own self-empowerment now, and, and let all of it go. Commit to your own self-empowerment and, let him go if he's decided to be where he's at right now.
I think Violet's getting some of that too.
Yeah. So
Thanks,
that's
Violet.
what we have for you, Asel. Good luck with that.
All right.
Sometimes the cards do that to us too, and I'm in a way I'm glad he went there. I stopped myself, and then I thought, why did I stop myself? I should have brought that up too. So, yeah.
That's why we're a team.
Why we're a team. All right. Good luck with that, Asel. Sorry about that. Our cards are not too kind today again. It seemed like, and hey, I didn't have this anger on for my internet service provider Thursday, and we had some kind of questionable cards for people that day too. So I don't know if it's just astrological energies or things that are going on right now.
I don't remember exactly. I know yesterday you were talking about going to the aquarium, so I hope that turned out okay for you.
Oh, we said it would be fun, didn't we? It was fun time.
Cool.
Because those are good. That's awesome. So general reading for the week ahead. All right, your deck, Mr. O.
Okay, so I will use my Dame Fortune's Wheel Tarot.
Oh, no.
The Hearst Castle. Ooh.
Oh, wow, that sounds awesome.
I've heard about it.
I have too. Wow. Well, hey, you didn't let the day go to waste.
There you go.
Plans shifted on you, and you were able to do something equally
What's
fun.
100 miles, really?
Well, true that. Holy moly.
90 minutes, give or take,
Yeah, we had to travel more than that to visit his mom.
That's great. All right, so general reading for the week ahead. Nothing like exploring, right?
Well, you do try to ground your self-care, yes, and get that negative energy off of you, and I'm usually quite good at that. I have to admit it was challenging today because we went down within the hour before the show for the second time, and I was like pretty wound up about that. Plus their answer too just didn't sit well with me. I can look at it now in retrospect differently, but I can't say. They're asking me right away, is your problem solved? Well, how do I know? I won't know for a few days if they actually got it right.
So that's actually the extra significator card that they give you in the Dame Fortune deck. So I've just put it there because... Hi, January girl.
January girl, good grief, where have you been? Hope you are well too. Hey, we have a moderator now if you haven't met Violet before. So, if you want a reading, she can add you to the list. We will probably go into some overtime today, though. So I don't know if you want to or come back another time.
Okay, your first card is the reverse Six of Coins.
Under a rock.
Then there's the upright Ten of Wands.
Ooh.
And then the final card is the upright Six of Swords.
All right. Wow, this is kind of well, it's not contradictory. Although we do have some interesting issues here for the week ahead. If you've been feeling a little stressed, or that's the Ten of Wands, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. If you've been feeling a little stressed, overburdened, that things are a little bit out of balance in some area of your life, I think you're going to start moving yourself to a better place. So I don't know what this might mean, if things are, if you don't have things together in the place you live, if things are a little bit topsy-turvy still at work, or if it's in your personal life in some way, it just feels as though, there's a weight on you. Something's wearing you down a little bit. And right here with the Six of Pentacles reversed, it's showing that there's a lack of even flow, a lack of give and take here. And so, but I feel that you recognizing this, you're starting to realize this as the week goes on, and you will move yourself to a better place where things are more calm and tranquil and just the way you want them. It reminds me of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. this bed hurts. This bed's not right. This one is just fine.
Well, that's nice because I was really having a problem here with this too, in a way. I sort of felt like maybe, there was something about, be careful for what you ask for. Like, if you're trying to be both sides of giving and receiving, that maybe it does set up the sense of,
you might be
of putting a burden there on you, or an expectation that maybe you didn't realize in some sense. So I'm wondering if this is just in general for your week. It doesn't necessarily pertain to work, but it could be saying too that maybe in you offering to be more helpful with work, that maybe it does create a burden. And so then your challenge in this week will be finding a way to either take that back by moving ahead somehow. This is sort of saying moving beyond what the problem may be. But if you've committed to something, maybe this is really saying, like maybe you're finding a way to shift that back away. Like maybe previously you had been indicating you could do this thing, but maybe now you're figuring out how to move away from that. I don't know.
Well, thanks, January girl. I hope that things are going well for you. Hope things have been going fine. We're okay for the most part.
Hope you are too. Yeah. All right, so Lenormand?
Yes, I'm here for you. Don't let me see it. Don't let me see it.
I won't.
All right. All right, Mr. O.
Okay, the first card was the mountains, and that was followed by the tree. And I guess this would be saying that to some degree there is growth through your struggles. In some ways, that just what we had a friend who used to, when I would complain about anything, he would say it builds character. And
exactly.
And so there is the sense of that there too. That maybe these things
that don't kill you make you stronger. There's another one.
But so I do wonder if in balance, it is a little bit of everything. It is a little bit about your career, but it also is a little bit about maybe things you're trying to create, in your life right now. You're belonging there.
So you know what I was going to say as he said that maybe this is about work, maybe it's about something else. But another thing that comes to mind when I see this is growing pains. It's another way to put it is through growth, through this process. And it's funny because this is just a week we're talking about here, but basically this is saying that through some struggles this week, you will grow, you will learn, you will traverse obstacles better the next time.
Anthony does think it's about work, perhaps more.
It could be. Mm-hmm. It has that feel to it now that we've gotten this, but it could be about anything, that you live and learn through the experience. But it's growing pains, so yeah.
Well, the other thing too, of course, is that the tree, even though it's in the Lenormand, sort of vibrates towards those wands too, in a way.
Yeah, no, it's not bad stuff.
Yeah.
It's
no,
just
nothing's really bad here.
No, but you can let them get bad, because if you, let's say, allow yourself to be taken advantage of in some way and take on too much, just keep saying yes to everything instead of setting boundaries, well, then, it could be worse. But I feel the cards themselves are saying this is very traversable, and you will end up in a better place one way or another. I think that Six of Swords really does assure that.
Right. In the work context, it could be saying not so much like a promotion, but maybe just having some sort of move to a better position in a way, just like maybe something's removed from what you have to do, or something gives you some extra prestige of some sort.
Well, I don't even know about that. I just know that you'll feel better. So maybe some burdens will ease. Let's say, for example, there's something you didn't know about the job and you're getting some training. You'll feel more at ease once that's done, and you will be in a better place. It's not necessarily about a promotion or a step up, but it's just a matter of making your life a little easier.
Well, I didn't say promotion so much, but I was thinking of better place and a different kind of semantics.
Yeah,
guess.
I know.
Stop it. All right, so Mr. Maurice has given us the question.
What do you got, Mr. Maurice?
Well, they haven't heard yet about the promotion, but of course, yesterday they got the Sun card, so they want to know what the cards say now.
Yeah, look, okay, so no word yet. This is just crazy, Mr.
That's my guess.
Why am I doing that?
I don't know.
It is just crazy. We have not heard anything.
Everything does seem to be really turgid. I love that word.
Employers, honestly.
All right, glad, Anthony. You're welcome.
But I worked in academia for a number of years myself in libraries, and one of the first jobs before I was even a professional that I got in academia, I didn't hear anything for 8 months or more. I had totally given up on it. And then suddenly, out of the blue, I got a call saying, if you want that job, it's still available. And to reapply, and so I did. So you just never know with employers. But that was an awful long time. I had long thought that was not going to happen. Here you go, Mr. Oh.
Thank you.
Sunny.
Sunny, one so true.
Sunny is on belly rub alert. If you're wondering why my crystal ball is shaking, it's because I'm rubbing his belly.
All right.
They do. They have the weirdest hiring practices, honestly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. M, you've got the Fire Alpha Female reversed, which is the Queen of Wands reversed. Man, you have the Three of Cups reversed right now. But we have the Four of Fire upright. And talk about your contradictory cards today.
Mixed signals.
It's again mixed signals, but the Four of Wands is really interesting to me in this reading because it seems to me you have built and established a firm foundation for yourself. In other words, there should be something to celebrate here. You passed your exams, whatever it was you needed to take. You got the job done. You have built this for yourself. But, we've got the Three of Cups here, and there just seems to be a lot of disharmony or disagreement, whether it's regarding this decision or surrounding you right now. There are people who are, not necessarily friendly, and they may not see you in your best light. You have to somehow find a way, and even if it's not about the job in particular, or this is maybe just around your work environment, you have to be able to find a way to showcase your talents and abilities more.
I like this one as the last card because I think it really speaks to the idea that there's a reward somehow. This is a typical idea behind this card. The Four of Wands is like a harvest. It's sort of like saying, I worked hard, I'm getting some sort of reward here. But of course, the Three of Cups maybe is saying, maybe there are people who are unhappy for some reason. And I don't know if that's people who maybe feel you're getting something they deserve or if it's something else altogether. So I don't feel it's exactly competitors. I sort of feel like it's people who should be happy for you, but maybe for some reason they're not, and it's having a hard time. Maybe it's a part of yourself in a way.
Do you think it could be the institution itself? I mean, maybe there's just something really messed up here with the hiring, because there just seems to be either conflict, disorganization, disagreement.
there is an idea about an institutional quality there, because a lot of times it talks about marriage or coming together. So in this reverse state, it could be saying something is coming apart or contracting. And I'm wondering if maybe it just speaks to what you mentioned a moment ago, this pause, like they really feel conflicted about you or your promotion or the situation. Wondering if maybe there's somebody that they almost have to take for political reasons, but they really want you, something like that. I've been in that position before where I was the best candidate, but somebody else was picked because it was political. I'm not saying that's what's happening, Mr. Maurice.
That's just an example, because no, I don't see that exactly.
Okay, I don't know for sure. That card sort of gives me.
But I do feel somebody else might be involved here.
Right.
Perhaps, I don't know your situation, if there could be some union thing involved or some other contractual thing going on here that they're concerned about. But something is not right, and it just seems to be with the institution.
Well, I almost wonder then if that queen there, that reverse queen, is a part of that.
It could be.
Like somebody who doesn't really like you, or just as a contrary personality, somebody who is
or somebody who's not doing their job.
Well, that could be too, but sometimes I think that reverse queen is the B word sometimes.
Yes, it's true. It's true. Well, we got to do some Lenormand.
Yeah, we're kind of spinning our wheels on that part of it, so let's try something else.
Something else?
With the Lenormand.
It's what we always do. All right. Very interesting, Mr. I'm worried about it, and I shouldn't be, because that Four of Wands is there. That should be happy. At best case scenario is this will turn out okay ultimately, but I don't know.
It could be speaking more to the pause that's going on, like they just have to sort through this other situation here, make somebody else happy that isn't happy right now.
Wow.
The star and the moon. The stars and the moon.
Well, like I said, there's the Four of Wands, and there's the star, and there's the moon. And the moon is about success, and the moon can be about successful employment, and the star is about hope. So I feel here this is a sign that you shouldn't give up hope. Don't abandon hope. Hang in there. It just seems very, very peculiar to me, though. But this is very, very positive, and I feel it lines up perfectly with that Four of Wands.
Yeah, although we were perturbed or puzzled by two of those three cards up there, the stars and the moon sort of pull it out for you in a way. And, they both have a sense of time and timing. The moon, many moons means, a cycle of a moon. It's a cycle of time. Star time is like maybe indicative of longer reaches of time. And I'm not going to say like it's going to take till the light of Alpha Centauri reaches Earth before you find out. But giggle, it is just maybe suggesting that more time is needed before this happens. And there have been, changes in the economy one way or the other. Maybe certain other forces haven't picked up on that.
So I feel here maybe that
and I was
possible.
picking that up too in a way.
Yeah, well, in a way. I'm not ruling out another person, but I'm thinking there might be some reason they have to consider them over you. Or that they want to, I don't know. Like I said, if there's something personal going on, that they want to withhold this promotion from you, and they're trying to deny it by picking somebody else. But I feel here something is bound to work out for you, because this is very, very positive.
Yeah, these are positive, but it does feel like there is some sort of irritant in the ointment, something that is just sort of slowing it down, some consideration. And maybe, if there was another person, maybe they're hoping if they can delay it, that person will lose interest and then they can go to you. I don't know. There's just any number of possible scenarios, because when you get to HR stuff, they tend to be pretty zealous about making sure they cover up, what they're doing.
Well, it's interesting that you went to another reader and confirmed kind of what we're saying too.
Yeah.
So something is up. There is some delay, and they're going to have to eventually do something about this. I don't know if there's any way that you can't try to find out more information about what's going on, but it looks like you have to wait a little bit longer. I'm just hoping the cards seem to indicate that ultimately there should be some type of successful outcome for you. Wishing you the best.
Wishing you the best, Mr. Maurice. It just sort of feels like there's a destiny here, but you have to be more patient than anyone has ever had to be. Sorry we can't really give you a better answer right now. We'll try again later if you want. Okay, so Sonali is up.
Sonali? Okay.
And Sonali wanted a divine message. You're welcome.
Is that my cat?
I think so. If you hear this little clicking noise, it's one of the other cats scratching something down there.
Something she should not be. You stop that. No. It's my sassy cat being sassy.
Divine message. Okay, so it's my deck, right?
All right.
All right, I'm going to use the Ancestral Path Tarot.
Hey, you're welcome, Mr. Maurice. Anytime. Clean up some of my stuff here. Got a big mess. All right.
There you go.
I can't. Thank you. To look at something. Alright, let me do this here.
Okay, so now I gets the Lovers. And the Six of Swords. And the Five of Sacred Circles, that's the Five of Pentacles.
And what was the question again?
Divine message.
That's right. I knew that. All right, I knew that. And wow, talk about a mixed bag here, but not a bad, totally mixed bag. I think the divine message is, as hard as life seems sometimes, the Five of Pentacles, as hard as you may feel that you have to struggle, there is something better for you. The Spirit, the divine is saying, take heart, that you can move yourself to better times. You can move yourself to a place of calm and tranquility. You can find a better and create better conditions for yourself. But it appears to me you have to make some choices or decisions in order to do so. Remain true to yourself, and your goals and your ambitions and what's in your true nature, and do what's right for you right now. I think is what this is saying. Because Spirit Divine is saying, if you have been feeling you're lacking in some area of your life, you feel left out in the cold, or you just feel bereft of love or money or something, you can make the choice to move on to something better. But you have to make that choice and stay true to yourself and your own needs right now.
Well, as a divine message, I think that 5 of Sacred Circles maybe says that, for a time now, you have been sort of a little bit on the outside of the regular flow of your life, whatever that may have been. And it may be that maybe you were hoping to still receive, maybe additional messages or some sort of idea about how to move ahead. And I think that idea is you do need to do in physical form what maybe you had been doing more mentally. You need to sort of make a move of some sort. It doesn't mean you're physically moving away from your land or anything, but you are physically taking on an obligation to do something for yourself that affects your life physically, as opposed to reading a book and learning something, if I mean that. And so this is a choice, and it's actually a sacred choice. The Lovers in this regard represents a sacred choice, the idea of choosing life or choosing what is best for you ultimately.
Often the Lovers is about pulling opposite things together. It's try to find the balance and harmonize things in your life. And I feel here we have this in a way. You have the choice of feeling bereft of something, or you have the choice of moving yourself into better frame of mind or better conditions. So in other words, this could be a physical journey you need to take, not necessarily, like he said, a move, but maybe it's changing careers, changing outlook, changing focuses in your life, starting a new goal, leaving an old one behind, changing your mindset and leaving old ideas and patterns behind. And so it's trying to rein these two concepts in together. Maybe you won't always find the perfect nirvana you seek, but you can find something in between. I think that's what Spirit might be saying right now.
Yep. The key. Do you want me to go first?
Oh no, I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Okay, because whenever we get the key, of course, it means this is what you need to focus on. And so what you need to do, the divine is saying, is to really start thinking smarter. There's two things I could read into this. And one is thinking smarter, being crafty, being smart about the way you approach what needs to be reconciled here. Approaching the decisions you need to make. The other way I could look at this here is maybe this is a call for something as far as work or career goes, is to be smarter, is to also seek out something that is really worthy of you and what you truly desire. So if this has any resonance as far as work goes or career, then that's the key, is to do something that is in your true nature and your heart's desire to do. It'll bring you to a much better place and you won't feel so lost.
Well, the idea of the fox could also be saying too, that this is, your choices, what you have been withholding from yourself or maybe not seeing, is the idea of your personal deception perhaps, but really the key is maybe embracing the changes that it could really bring to you, that once you move beyond how you may have been fooling yourself, you would start to realize where your choices really could take you. And it could be business, because that is that aspect of the fox card.
It could be. So, like I said, the fox could mean business or work, or the fox could be about being smart, sly, crafty. And if it's around negative cards, it's negative, but it's not. So it's really just something you need to embrace. And the key is either to embrace something that truly suits you business-wise, or to really think outside the box on how you put yourself into this better place. And that's what we have for you, Sonali. Good luck with that. And Tammy is up.
Yes, and Tammy
General
would also
reading.
like a general reading.
Gotcha.
So remind everybody that your program, the Material Matters, Banshee's program, was on this morning.
Yes, and I got cut off from it because our internet went down during the broadcast.
Ironically, though, you had a lot of views, enough to where they were twinkling you in the studio.
So I got cut off by the end of the show. I should probably put a comment on that page saying that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But we made it up to the earth signs when suddenly, kaplooey.
But that was on our end. The tape just went on and people were able to
people
watch
couldn't
it.
chat with me anymore.
Right.
And I couldn't comment. So imagine my disappointment. Do I look disappointed?
We just lost some cards. Darn it. Maybe just this one.
Are you sure?
I'll find out in a moment.
What do we need to do here?
Yes. It's true.
That it?
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
One more Mercury retrograde.
Oh, just Oberon thing. Oh my. So the first card is the Five of Swords reversed. These cards today. And this one's come up again. The Nine of Pentacles reversed in a different deck. And the Eight of Cups upright. Well, I think the partial good news is, Tammy, is that you might be moving away from something that has just not been good for you. It could be like fraught with arguments or conflicts that were going nowhere. But you know, you were able to walk away with your integrity intact. It's time to say goodbye to something, you know. It's time to say goodbye to either friends, family, relationships, jobs even, that just are, you know, really not, there's too much conflict or difficulties at. And the Nine of Pentacles kind of reflects that to me too. It's kind of as if you're coming to the realization, I feel, because it's general for August, right? You're coming to the realization, I feel, that something in your life is just not satisfying anymore. You know, and obviously if there's conflict and discord going on, I can see why. But there's just something in your life that is not making you happy anymore or making you feel fulfilled, you know. And so it's time to figure out what it is. And I feel here with the Eight of Cups, you're on a journey to do so. Actually, maybe by the end, you know, as the month progresses, you come to the realization that you need to move on to something better.
Well, you really didn't specify a time frame, but generally speaking, we could say this is for the next month or so.
I'm wondering, you know, it definitely for the next couple weeks. I think.
For sure. I agree. It looks to me like, you know, the Five of Swords reversed is saying maybe the kind of things that you had going on in some aspect of your life were maybe energized, and maybe there was a thriving on the sense of a conflict, but it's gotten a little bit out of hand. Maybe it's not making you feel as comfortable or as aligned with parts of yourself. Maybe you're just feeling unbalanced. And so as a result, where these next few weeks lie could be telling you that you do in fact want to move somewhere else. You want to kind of maybe take the best of what has happened and move towards a new goal or a new project or a new situation.
Well, we will add Sabani to the list and we'll close the list after that.
Absolutely, yep. And then make the usual exceptions. Maybe not.
think my list is getting kind of muddled again.
Well, yeah, because we got 7 people to get through.
I think I've got it, but there's...
Okay. You're using your sister's phone. We did we're doing the reading we did it in a few minutes ago, so you might have to backtrack to see that.
It is Sonelli.
We
Okay.
did just... No,
we
you
did
didn't
it right
turn.
before Tammy's,
Right.
the reading we're
it's
doing now.
It's the reading just before now, so just go back a little bit.
Okay, that's good. Well, let's close the list now anyway, Violet.
Absolutely.
It's been a long, crazy day for me.
So Tammy, what it looks like is maybe over the next few weeks, month, as a general reading goes, this is suggesting that maybe there were things that were energizing you in your life. Maybe I'm thinking this is more vocational. I get a feeling like thriving on chaos, like sometimes things just sort of give you energy to move, but it maybe represented a situation you grew tired of or you felt wasn't really fulfilling you in a certain way. So, I mean, maybe you were a crisis manager of some sort, not necessarily for emergency, but maybe you were like a go-to person for things, but it's just not working for you, or it's not as fulfilling, or it is actually wearing you down. That's actually the first card. And so you want to move towards something that you can still take those skills or that level of agency you had there, but move it somewhere else.
Well, I'm not relating it necessarily to the workplace, but I see that he did that, and that's okay, because that was one of the things. This could even be in your personal life. You maybe have outworn, some situation like what he just said has just worn on you now, and you do not feel satisfied anymore, and you realize that it's time for you to move on to something better. So I do think it's a process, and let's see what we've got with the Lenormand, if it can maybe narrow the focus a little bit. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
We have your question, Aditi, so we will get to that in a moment.
My goodness. Yeah.
First we had the coffin, and then the cross.
Well, gosh, depending on the type of reading and the question asked, that could mean some really harrowing stuff. But the way I look at it here, it all seems to fit, because to me, this is saying grief, worry, sorrow, long-term stuff is coming to an end.
Yeah.
So I feel here that you're ready to I hope this resonates in some way, because it sounds like you're ready to let something go now so that you can achieve something better.
Well, the situation of the first card may have been more extreme than we wanted to say, or that we felt comfortable saying. A lot of times it really looks like a pretty bad one, but we didn't want to necessarily say that until we had the lay of these cards. But this sort of reinforces that idea that it was maybe to some degree a no-win type of situation, and maybe, you thrived on it for a while, but not anymore.
Please go or something.
Go.
Well, no, don't be mean to the man. Did he get any camera views today?
Tammy. What?
Did he get any camera views today?
No, and it was mentioned why.
Oh, okay. There he is, attacking my arm. No, he's not. He's resting. That's what we have for you. I hope that made some sense. It seemed pretty profound to me. I hope you know what this relates to.
Okay, you're welcome, Tammy.
You're welcome, Tammy. And Aditi is up, and I see the question, of course.
So it's in my deck, right?
Yes, it is. Sorry.
Okay, and I'm going to use my Mermaid Tarot, which is here, because the question sort of suits it. The future of Aditi's relationship with
Yep.
should Aditi initiate?
Well, I think it's more what do you see of the future of the relationship.
Okay.
We'll see if there's anything there relating to that. I don't know.
Yes.
Sometimes there is. Sometimes I tell people, yeah, you're going to have to, take the first step. That is what we see. I know. All I needed to do was hug my therapy cat. And then every internet problem would go away. But I noticed that there is no downtime. I don't want to jinx it. But remember, if we do go down, we'll be back. I know, I just did, didn't I? Oh well.
You come to see Daddy?
He has wanted his little butt on camera. Look at that. Sonny, have you no shame?
Okay, Aditi. And you moved everything too, didn't you? Thank you.
You know him.
I know. Two of Swords. Six of Pentacles.
Oh my goodness sakes. That's a bright. We've been
Yes.
getting that a lot today.
And the Chariot. Well, you asked if you should maybe, initiate. And of course, that would be saying, like, take some gumption or whatever you want to say. And the Chariot is probably a sure sign that maybe this is that time to do that.
How sure?
What?
How sure? We have the Two of Swords too.
Well, it may be saying that after a certain level of thought or thinking about it, which you have sort of indicated, you feel like maybe you want to be more giving of yourself. The Six of Pentacles, you want to be more generous. And so this may be saying you take that morale. So they actually, this reading for me flows almost perfectly, although someone may say differently.
He's talking about me. But the thing is that if I look at your first part of your question, which is basically what do I see of the future, the Six of Pentacles is here and the Chariot is here. I see it moving forward. I see that there could be potential for it to move forward. I feel here that maybe you both will achieve some balance and harmony. There'll be more give and take. There might be a little bit more. There might be things flowing between you finally. But right now, maybe this is just a period of stalemate where nothing seems to be happening. Maybe it's possible that A is deciding how they feel about you. But to Mr. O's credit, I would say this. For the other part of your question, you are asking if you should be a little bit more forward. The Chariot could indicate that. It definitely gives a green light to that because it says to go for it, to move, to drive to victory. So, but you might, like he said, and I'm thinking when I saw the Two of Swords here, because the Two of Swords is a card of not moving. And so I'm wondering here if, you should think about it a little bit more. Maybe we should do a yes-no on this quickly.
We could do that.
Okay, I think, personally, to answer the first part of your question,
I like what
that I
Violet
feel
says.
things might move forward. But now we're going to ask a yes-no as to whether you should be a little bit more forward and move things, in moving this forward.
Okay, we'll ask the question that way. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Or
I
more
kind of agree
assertive.
with what you're saying there, Violet. There you go.
Yeah, the Chariot is very positive for that, I will say. Sonny has left for some food. He shows off his butt and then he leaves.
Sorry about that, everyone.
Whoops! I shouldn't have said anything. That was the quickest bite to eat I've ever seen. You want me to count them? Okay. Sonny, why do you do this? Why? You know you are a problem. You know it. So is that the magician you passed
Yeah,
up?
it was the magician.
Okay, all right.
So we only had one ace, so it may not necessarily be leading towards yes.
So in other words, maybe you should not push this envelope.
The Two of Pentacles reverse suggests that there is a lot of non-balance going on. The Five of Swords suggests that maybe there's the involvement of other people one way or the other. Maybe it's competitors, or maybe it's just other people in the environment who feel they have stakes.
You said the Five of Swords, which worried me, but it's Wands.
I'm sorry.
You read it like the Five of
I'm
Wands.
sorry. I did mean the Five of Wands, yes.
That's okay. So,
Sunny naughty.
So it's leaning towards no, that maybe you shouldn't push this forward. Maybe let things develop as they're going to happen.
Re-achieve balance.
I don't know. There might be other people involved here, possibly. But I don't know. I think what it might just be indicating is that...
Everybody's got an opinion, though.
that people... Well, I wonder here if A might be taken aback by you being that forward and not like it and walk away, because although this is the Five of Wands upright, I keep thinking it's reversed. So I think here maybe they may just think it's a little bit too aggressive, because sometimes that's what that card indicates here, and that maybe because this is also reversed, the Two of Pentacles, you know, it might upset things a little bit. It might shake up things a little bit, and maybe that's not what you want to do at this time. So I would say lay low for a while. You might want to ask us again, but I feel that this might have in its own time the ability to move forward. Uh-oh. I know.
That look.
I know, it was that look. Kind of worrisome. Yeah.
The Sith. The birds. And the Sith may be, in fact, pointed towards the birds. So I'm wondering if this is saying that maybe there's either some gossip or some talk that you shouldn't listen to, or you should try to, avoid, that maybe it doesn't present things necessary. You need to decide for yourself rather than have other indications coming at you. So I wonder if the birds does talk to the idea that people are trying to influence this one way or the other, your best friend, your mom, somebody like that,
Well, I'm not going to rule out what he's saying, but I also see something else here with this, possibly. And, the birds are about communication. And, of course, you yourself have been talking about communicating with A to see if, you can, and to try to push this along. What I think this is saying here is you should probably be careful with that, because your communication with the A might be taken the wrong way. They might look at this as cutting. Be careful of the words you use, because they might be taken back by that. They might be hurt by that. Like, why are you making this move? It's up to me, I'm just saying that. I mean, I know it sounds
we
very...
don't know the dynamics.
Yeah, it's just right. It sounds very patriarchal. But, the thing is that, that just might be the way it is. They may take it the wrong way. So I worry about that when I see the scythe here pointing to the communications. You would have to be so that's why it's leaning towards no. It's saying here what you say or try to do might not be taken the same way you want it to. So that's why I'm saying don't do it.
When I look at that reversed 2 there, is that the Pentacles, right?
Yes.
I sort of feel like this is saying too that maybe you need to work on balancing some of the situations. Like maybe there is the idea that something needs to settle first before you could do that. So that's what we had.
Good luck with that.
And
Kara.
my goodness, we're...
Is it Kara?
Yes, it is.
It is.
We're definitely moving into overtime.
We are. But we're okay. We don't have many more really after.
Uh-huh.
Divine You, Violet Ann, Mama T.
You're right. That's awesome. Did Kara give us a question? Top and bottom on Oracle message.
Oracle message. Okay. I have an Oracle here.
Well, I have one too. I have the Isis Tarot, which is really more of an Oracle deck.
I have the Oracle here.
I'm already dealing.
No. No, you're not.
Tell her, Kara. And remember,
I've got the Oracle of the Roses, Kara.
Okay, I'm glad it makes sense, Aditi, and you're very welcome. Hope to see you again. That's not helping, Kara. You're not supposed to laugh.
Laugh away.
That's what she does.
You know, I'm wearing red today. Oh, you are too. Well, then you should want to use my red cards. Shuffle and cut. See,
Yes, ma'am.
You're not useless here.
Kara, you have cut me to the quick. Oh, it would be a shame
He's
if I
gonna
accidentally
ruin my
bent your
cards.
cards.
Maybe I should have just let him ruin his own deck. Oh my gosh.
Instant karma's gonna get
It's a beautiful
you.
deck, too. You will
It's gonna
replace it.
smack you upside your head.
You will replace it.
Better get yourself together, darling.
Oh, stop singing. No. Oh, there's just no stopping him. All right, let's look at that top card first. We have the Advocate. Louis Van Hout Rose. Modern Garden Rose. What number is that again? 32.
32.
All right. Let's take a look at that. It's time for teamwork. In enlisting the help of others and a little bit of fact-finding. By all means, speak up, but brush up on your communication skills by pausing to listen until you are certain that your message will be taken in the right context. And be as effective as possible. If you are stuck, then you need to reevaluate your commitments. The Advocate is dedicated to change for the greater good, and they will create a life that revolves around this. Those in their sphere are thought of as a team, and family members working with them in all sorts of capacities for the shared vision. The ethnobotanical archetype exploration is what motivates you. Well, what motivates you, or should, is working with teams right now. Working with others is highly well aspected. Let's see what the bottom card suggests. Maybe it suggests what you should be,
Weeds.
working on.
No, it's not
Okay,
weeds.
it is not. It's called it's a wild rose, and it's called the Flirt, a sweet briar rose, and it's number 8.
The Flirt.
Hey, what are you exactly doing with that team? Okay.
Number
I'll
8.
stop. All right. Opening your heart to a more playful and lighter outlook on what is before you will allow you the space to see beyond any negativity clouding your judgment. Go through all opinions, even those that may seem rather remote, before making your decision. Is it too easy to let something that seems good at the time get away from you, and for this to become your long-term and perhaps not substantial enough reality? The flirt may know how to connect with others through a veil of lightness, but beware of what is on offer in exchange for the attention. So in other words, work with a team, but be careful what you ask for. And also, if you're going to go out there and try to attract people towards you, remember that, like I said, you can try to approach them in a certain manner, like flirtatious, but be careful then what you are attracting. So the ethnobotanical archetypal exploration is, why don't you play a little, have fun a little, and experiment a little more with others. Do you want to add anything? Because I have another
Violet, you remembered that? That's so funny. The past life reading, right? I remember it too.
Okay. Well, the thing about this is, Kara, it seems to me that this is saying that this is a time for you to maybe, why not explore some groups and organizations? I don't know. If you're a gamer, are you involved in any gaming communities? If you're, the pagan stuff, if there's any fun events to go to, fairs, etc., go out and attend some. I think this is a time to explore and have fun with others. I think that's the main message.
Most of my life in my, community, which I'm not very active in for a number of years, people said, oh, you're flirtatious, but they meant that in the way that I engage people, I disarm people. And so it could be talking about that too, that quality of just being able to relate to people and kind of draw them out a little bit. And so maybe Spirit is saying that, believe it or not, you may have this in your personality that, flirting is not always romantic minded. Sometimes it's just about the simple nature of trying to engage somebody in a friendly way too.
Are you picking one?
I'm picking my nose, okay?
Then don't put your hand in my Lenormand bag.
I'll put the whole nose in there.
Oh, God.
What do you got?
I got the book.
Who wrote the book of bouquet?
So, you might get great joy out of learning something right now. Hey, what about a book club? Is there a good pagan book club out there? Sometimes there are online ones that are very good. But also, failing that, what I think it might also mean is to, why not learn? Is there a hobby or craft, something you would like to learn? Like, I don't know, crochet or art, something that you wanted to learn for a while. It could bring you great joy at this time and maybe bring you around like-minded group of people, and it would be a fun experience.
A lot of public libraries have book clubs these days. Some of them have more than one. The last library I worked at before now, they had like they didn't even necessarily organize them. They just put out material that they knew was popular material. And you could just do this with your own friends. You didn't have to be part of some other group. Maybe you're just going to be more comfortable with people or inviting people But I think it is kind of a call to that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be books. It could be about other things too.
Right. That's why I think books are about learning and research and understanding. And so it could be just about taking a course on something, a hands-on course. So whatever you decide, I think it's to have some fun and learn something at the same time.
Ceramics, Kara, you're killing me.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Mr. O did a funny.
I finally came up with a new joke. Now I'll remember it and use it forever too.
Oh, gods. That's what we have for you, Kara. Good luck with that. I've given up trying to rein Mr. O in on this show, so we're going to have to put up with him for the rest of the show.
All right, and Divine is next.
Divine is up. I saw a question.
When will I see my life intact together? I get one thing, and then the other is out of my hands, etc. Okay.
Your deck, Mr. O. I just did my oracle.
Sure. And one thing I would ask would be, are you around a Saturn return? And that's usually 28 or multiples of 28 years. Usually Saturn returns bring the idea of big challenges to what you may have thought was the established order. So the second Saturn return, which may occur around the mid-50s, is important to some people because they may have really been avoiding what really should have been a challenge in their life, and it's time for them to open up to that. And I don't know your age, so I don't know any of that. So, you know. My hands are a little stiff. Oh, okay. I don't know that terminology, so I could either look it up or you could tell me. But it may be what we're talking about. And I know Vedic astrology looks at it a bit differently in terms of the synchronicities or alignments between these situations. All right. And your first card is the Prince of Cups upright. That's like the Knight of Cups. I'm sorry, I was kind of straggling in thought there.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Aw, poor baby.
I needed to know.
You're so mean today. Make her stop, everyone. The Chariot reversed. Ah, okay. I see. And I understand that actually. A little bit at least. And then you have the Eight of Cups upright.
You are definitely, soul searching. The Prince of Cups is, that you're in pursuit of more, something that really fulfills you on an emotional as well as on an emotional level. And that doesn't necessarily mean relationships, although it could, Divine. But I feel here that this is just saying you need to find, you are on a quest for emotional fulfillment. Look, you have 2 cup cards here. And the Eight of Cups is here as well, which that is the card of transcending to some higher purpose, looking for some higher purpose in life. And there's the Chariot, and the Chariot is reversed again. Why does this always happen when we read to you about this? Because it's almost saying exactly what's happening in your life right now. You're stuck, but what I think it's trying to say to you here is there is something you need to let go of in your life and move on to something more fulfilling, more satisfactory, that will improve you in some way, that will bring you to a higher state.
Well, I sort of see it a little differently here because I feel that the Chariot reversed, maybe it's saying really that you've been going in the wrong direction in terms of feeling or thinking what it is you need to make things intact for you, and that maybe it is these 2 qualities of the Knight of Cups and the Eight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is maybe in a way kind of the figure from the Eight of Cups, that person who's questing forward. The Eight of Cups shows a person who's moving towards a different goal. That can be the Knight of Cups in a way too. So I'm wondering if maybe this is saying that rather than more materialistic types of achievements, maybe the achievements you should focus on are really more unconditional love, something more spiritual, maybe something more giving back to others in a different kind of way. It's not about necessarily becoming a social warrior or becoming, a great environmentalist, but it may be about some other form of giving of emotional, content of yourself.
Well, and okay, I see you said you've let go, and that's fine. But the thing is, have you let go and have you really moved forward? So my question for you, or what I want you to think about is this, I guess, Divine. If you're happy in your career, if you're happy with what you're doing, and it's not at all about that, there must be something else yet in your life that you need to pursue, that you feel called for. Maybe it's religious. Maybe it's something spiritual. You know, when I say religious, that doesn't mean you have to run off and be a priest or something like that. You know, but it's saying maybe there is just something else in your life that you need to pursue that is somehow gnawing at you and you haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet. I feel that you're questing for it. You are seeking it. And it's just not happening yet for you, you know? Something is blocking you. Something is blocking you either. I don't want to say it's denial, but I'm not going to rule that out. That either you're denying it, you know, that it is really that important to you, something, or you just don't see it yet. You just don't see it yet.
Well, I do feel, like I said before, that the Knight of Cups, which is the Prince of Cups here, is in a sense a reflection of or an amplification of the person in most Eight of Cups cards, the idea of moving towards something, embracing something. So the real problem is maybe the Chariot is that either you don't want to recognize it or you don't feel the pull naturally, or you may in fact just don't feel you have the ability to realign or orient yourself towards that you just don't find it really a goal for you, because the Chariot is really about achieving goals, or maybe not so much when reversed.
I'm going to throw something else at you. So the Chariot is also about controlling the horses, you know, the forces in your life, you know, that propel you maybe towards business, propel you to your personal concerns or your spirituality. There's dueling energies here. And maybe this is just the problem too, is maybe what the solution is you have to find the balance, and you have to be able to to be able to get these two working together in harmony. Something is maybe imbalanced here, and you're maybe putting too much emphasis on certain aspects of your life at the expense of others, and you need to ascend and pull that all together. I don't know. Let's pull Lenormand.
Cups showing up the way they do does make it feel like it's more about relationships in your life, whether they're family or certainly loving ones.
Right.
Should be mine.
You're too bad. It should have been yours.
So your first Lenormand is the Moon, and then it's followed by the Gentleman. This could be saying that maybe it's not necessarily about the range of all your relationships. It could be maybe more about one specific relationship, the one that maybe you don't have, that maybe, you know, it's maybe about the idea of a companion, a possible companion. It could also be about saying, too, that this is still something unfolding and not quite able for you to totally discern to some degree. No, I don't have that right, do I? I'm thinking of the Tarot's Moon.
It's a tough call here, because there are definite romantic implications with the Moon, but there's also business success with the Moon. So it really does kind of complicate things, doesn't it? But I feel here that, you know, maybe this is saying that somebody can help you unravel this. It's possible that somebody might be able to help you finally find that balance and achieve success. Is it a psychologist? Is it somebody in the business world? Is it somebody in your personal life? Is it family? Is it connected with family in some way? But somewhere here, there could be somebody who holds the key to your success. And I know that sounds very, very strange. And it could be a male, but not necessarily. It could be somebody else. But I don't know. You've got these cups here, Divine, and you also have the Moon. And, you know, there's a lot of emotion and relationships attached to that. So, I don't know. I hope we've given you some things to think about. You know, there's just something you feel stuck still with. and you're on a quest to get beyond it. And I think there might be some outside influence that can help you get there.
All right.
Anything you can add?
No, I think that the Chariot reverse really speaks to that stuck. And some of that just may be your willingness to really physically take charge of it in some respects. That there are reasons why you feel you could, but there are other reasons why you're not quite getting there.
You could do it. I think with that Eight of Cups there, I always think that's a
true.
very positive card, that you could do this. But I think it's just going to require a lot of honesty and soul searching on your part.
Attention.
Good luck. Oh. Okay.
I've reported them.
Okay.
You're welcome. So they may show up again, and of course we are now in overtime. Let's try to get through this. Violet Ann asked if they're going to the beach, or something about when they're going to the beach.
Okay. Is it my deck? It is.
Yes, it is. And you mentioned your birthday too, but normally we like to do birthday readings, and I didn't know if today's your birthday or not. Do come back though, if you can, and we'll try to get you in for a birthday reading too.
Yeah. I have to get out of here. Sorry. All right.
Thanks.
All right, Violet Ann. Let's see what we have. And yeah, we can get your birthday reading done another time.
Well, they didn't mention a birthday reading. They just mentioned it was their birthday.
Oh.
Or something in connection to when they might be going to the beach.
Okay.
Yeah. God, I haven't been to the beach in so many years.
Yeah, sorry, actually I was doing something else, Violet Lotus, so...
I reported them myself. It took my report, so I did that. Ah, I see. Okay, that's not too far. And you're welcome, of course.
Oh, God, I hate this thing.
What's going on?
Oh, my chat just gets kind of locked sometimes.
It's okay, Banshee.
No, it's not.
Right. You're right, Violet. It's not really a person. All right.
Did you move them? Thank you. I was going to grab them. You can grab first this time since I did it.
Yes, and you deserve that.
I do. All right, so we have the Nine of Swords reversed.
We also have the Lenormand still here.
Well, you have that. So the Empress is reversed. But the Two of Pentacles is upright at least. Holy card. Well, and the Nine of Swords is reversed, so I like that aspect of it too. When you go to the beach. About when you go to the beach? Well...
Anything about when they go to the beach.
It's funny, I used the Mermaid deck for this one.
Yeah. Well, there's an Empress reversed in the middle there.
So when you go to the beach, beware of the sea creatures that can scare you. No, I'm just kidding. I would say here, that's reversed. So the Nine of Swords reversed indicates that it looks as though there may be, it looks as though you're going to feel really pretty good about it, very comfortable there. I feel that any kind of fears or anxieties or worries about the travel or the trip itself or how it might turn out are baseless. It should be fine. The Empress is just saying, I almost wonder if it's saying maybe you need this. Maybe you actually need this right now because you need to take some time away. Water is a place where you can really get some self-care or some deep healing. And so I wonder here, because the Empress is reversed, and it's kind of saying this is a time of self-care for you. Do you see that?
Violet Ann, this is like really, right, exactly. You kind of took my thunder away, but it really is about, feeling good about going there and just enjoying yourself. It maybe refreshes, renews you. It feels like really it's just not going to happen just yet, or you're waiting until the time is really right. You're waiting for that perfect balance kind of situation to do that. So it's not soon necessarily. I mean, it just depends on things. And really, it is really about, kind of letting some things wash away from you. That Nine of Swords reversed, and it's the whole watery idea. This is like saying this is going to be really incredibly healing when you are ready to do that. It may be you're waiting for some little sign, whatever that is. Maybe you're waiting for a weather thing, but you're washing away everything that's been really kind of weighing you down, and in return, there's a freshness about taking care of yourself.
Yes, I didn't comment on the Two of Pentacles, but this is going to provide and restore some balance, much needed balance, and maybe ease some of the stress and pressures you've been feeling. Maybe you'll be able to manage more once you're done. You'll come back more refreshed.
All right, so I'm going to do the Lenormand for you, and I pull first.
Oh.
I pulled a snake.
Oh, no. Why did he do that?
Because I did. What did you get? Well, bear crushes snake.
Well, I kind of feel right now that maybe this is saying that, you've been maybe feeling a little bit, and you've been feeling a little bit less empowered lately. Maybe you've been feeling disempowered, and because the snake is here, I'm saying that that's just a deception, really, and I feel that this trip will probably be able to make you see that, that everything is more relaxed and more controlled than you realized here. I do think that the bear does crush the snake in that regard.
Well, I'm wondering too if the snake just shows the idea that there is some sense of divisive people, issues, talk around you. Maybe that's why you're waiting for this right time to go to the beach. Not necessarily that they're connected, unless of course that there's a person you don't want to see at the beach. That person, but maybe this is really saying this process is going to remove them from you or downplay their importance, because it's really about you empowering yourself in this manner, whether it's the beach or anything else, to really handle those contrary, divisive situations.
I like it.
All right.
Nice.
So thanks, Violet Ann. That's what we got. And that means...
Look at this stretchy guy.
The stretchy guy.
Mama T?
Yes, it's Mama T. That's right.
All right.
Here you go.
So what was Mama T's question?
I don't remember.
I know.
Mama T, will we get through this nightmare? Okay, thank you. We could just do that with a yes or no and then come back if it looks...
Okay, got it.
Like we need more?
I think we should do 3 cards.
Okay, we'll do that.
Let's do that.
You're welcome, Violet Ann.
You're welcome, Violet Ann.
Best wishes. Enjoy the beach.
Enjoy
Don't
the
forget
beach.
your sunblock.
I think it'll be very healing for you, and, any feelings you've had that have been making you feel kind of down in the dumps or not yourself will go away.
I guess that's a little bit we reflected on that.
So, Well,
the taking care of yourself part,
Yeah,
We just
I do feel it's going to be... I don't know if I saw that, but that doesn't mean that's not going to happen.
Sometimes a snake is good for an afternoon. Oh, did I say that?
Oh, my goodness. Mr. O. I don't even know what to say to that. And I don't know what to say to Sunny here not giving me a single place to shuffle my cards.
Sun Man, can't you go away?
He's really adamant about oh, there. Thank you. That helped.
Hope I don't even have the camera on, so.
All I say is whatever heals you.
Ah!
It's definitely going to be healing. All right.
What a mess. Mama T. The page of coins, called the Knave of Coins. The Queen of Cups reversed. That page was upright, by the way. And then the Sun upright. Well, of course you're going to get through your nightmare. Of course you are.
I know, the Sun is truly a success. The Page of Coins is, some good news coming your way. It could be financial news you've been waiting to hear. I know you've got a couple of different situations going on right now. But I would say that, yes, it looks very, very promising. But why do I see the Queen of Cups here reversed? Again, don't let your emotions get the better of you. Act decisively in these matters and keep your emotions out of it. Try as best you can to harmonize them. Try as best you can to balance them, because they're only getting they're only getting in the way of allowing this to happen.
Right, it really feels like the Queen of Cups is the central card, and being reversed maybe is indicating your overall emotional sense of being right now. You're very conflicted, or you are feeling really insecure about these things. You're insecure about, things that are very emotionally challenging to you. But the Sun really is a good card for you.
Yeah.
I really think it says you're finding out what will happen and how to do that. The Page of Coins also, besides just being about good news, really says you're going to find a way to really look at this critically and in the best way, and understand where the values really lie, what you need to do to put things back in place. You just really have to bring yourself to more of a calmness about that.
The Sun is a happy ending, at least more positive than not. Can't argue with that. Both those cards are really, really
Hi,
positive.
Tidal Wave, and I think you're following us on Instagram, so hello to you.
Hey.
I don't know if you're here for a reading, but we are pretty much winding down, so we're not going to do a reading because we're in our overtime. But I just wanted to say hi. Thanks for coming here.
Hey, we could spin the tarot wheel for you at the very end.
So if you stick around, we got one or two more readings to finish.
Yeah.
All is pretty well.
All right.
Okay, so I grabbed
Okay.
the garden, and Banshee grabbed the clouds.
So really right now, I think too that, this is really interesting. I feel here that, there's a lot of confusion right now, and it's relating to others, your connections maybe, that you've made with people or certain individuals. There's a lot of cloudiness here and murkiness, but the light is here, the light of the clouds is here, and I feel as though some of this is going to start achieving more clarity, That's all I'm going to say for now, because I don't want to get into your particular issue. I know what's going on. Maybe I can chat with you a little bit more about this later, but I feel here that there is definitely some brightness to be had, and the sun is going to shine again.
Right, I think that with that clouds facing towards the garden, and it's the good side of the clouds, I think what this suggests maybe is that you have to remember that out there in the public are people who mean well for you, who can help you, or who at least support you figuring out what you can do to help yourself. They don't like seeing you this miserable. And, remember that we're also a part of your sunlight, as well as the actual idea of what the sun card means is that it's not as bad as you might think. There really is not as bad. The sun shines through the clouds. It just dissipates them.
And maybe all it is saying is remember to surround yourself with people that have your best interests at heart and not anything that's dubious or murky. That's what I have for you. Good luck with that. And Violet Lotus, you are up. Hey, you are welcome, Tidal Wave. Hopefully we'll see you again here.
But you are on Instagram. I think I recognized your handle from Instagram. So that's very cool. Thank you for showing up today. Here's our normal time. We're normally on Sundays from 2 to 4 p.m. And that's for everybody too. We'll also be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. So if you didn't get in today or if you need to come back and ask us again, there you are.
We're going to do this one a little bit differently. We're going to start with a yes/no for you, Violet, and then we're going to do 3 cards. I want to see something here. We're going to first ask, is he jealous of your husband? Is this coworker jealous? He or she? Bam. Okay, he. All right. That's right. I just couldn't remember. I didn't want to assume. Trying to tidy up my area here. Oh. All right, let's see what we get. I'll count them. If Sunny will let me. Let me move this here.
Taking a long time to count those.
Because I'm thinking about something here. Holy moly. All right, it's leaning towards no, but remember what I said about the 50-50 thing here? Because these cards are really bizarre. So in the middle is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. On one side, this side, is the Three of Swords upright. Yes. And it's Swordapalooza. On the other side is the Ten of Swords upright.
So we asked, is this person jealous of your husband, right?
Right. It's leaning towards no, but I wonder if he is. But even if he's not, what this is saying to me is there's some bitterness here. Was there some issue with this person before and they're harboring some sort of resentment? And it does seem as though this person has maybe some ill intent. Kind of a betrayal, stab in the back. Or do they feel that they were betrayed in some way?
Well, or that they somehow lost something, that they're separated from something, that maybe they feel your husband got something that they felt they deserved and it was moved away from them. separate from them. But yeah, the idea with those swords does sort of tell a different tale to the answer.
Doesn't it?
Maybe no.
Well, so I'm leaning there could be some jealousy here, or there's some outright reason that they have some resentment. And there's that Ten of Swords. So I don't know what to say. They're not somebody that I think your husband can trust. Let's put it that way.
This is a Cullinane deck, right?
I was going to tell Totem Animal. No, it is not a Cullinane deck.
Oh, sorry.
It is a Lisa Robertson deck. I was going to get to that. Sorry, Tidal Wave. But it is the Totem Animal Tarot. I love this deck. It's beautiful. The artwork is done by Eugene Smith, I believe, who also did the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. So, absolutely wonderful artist.
So why would it be saying maybe no or not exactly yes? I mean, it could be the 50-50 rule, but it could be saying too that there's just some other considerations here too,
Right.
and that really it is all about the money or the sense of security or the sense of material support here.
Pull them down. We're going to do a quick 3-card.
All right.
I want to add to this. I want to see if we can get any more information on why this is happening. We see there's some kind of resentment or anger there, and I feel definitely that this person you kind of got to watch your back with,
Ah. So he's jealous in a way is what it sounds like too. I don't think I was getting that specifically from those cards maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I said, there's something resentful. So maybe that's it. I could just think your husband has it too good or something. I don't know.
Right. That's what Violet says there in the last comment. He gets perks that the other one may not be getting.
Right there. Little things like that,
So it's
can
jealousy.
can set coworkers off. They want theirs, And really it's unfortunate too when workplaces put people in that situation, But
Been there.
and if they don't like somebody enough to give them the perks or don't think they're worthy and they're not reaching up to their standards, then maybe they need to let said person go instead of let them fester there with anger.
A passive-aggressive type. Okay, so the first one we drew is Major Arcana 13, Death. And then the upright 9 of Swords. And then the 3 of Wands, right? Or is that Swords too?
That's wands.
Sorry, the old eyes. 3 of Wands.
It's interesting. We've been pulling a lot of reversed cards today, but these are upright, all of them. And death even, some change, something has to shift and change. I would hope that this person is maybe going to shift and change, but I'm not sure. We have the 9 of Swords here. This person has a lot of anxieties and fears, and maybe that's why they're so combative.
Well, another thing about the 9 of Swords that people don't always mention, but it sort of represents kind of a patternistic thing. Like this is a person that routinely may feel this way, that they're sort of caught in this pattern where they can't see beyond themselves in a certain level. And maybe it's about the 3 of Wands, the idea that they felt this was a ship coming to them. This was something they were expecting. They were waiting for their ship to come in. But, now it may not. But that may be what part of this was about, was that they expected to do better or to actually have what happened with your husband. So
are they worried that there's going to be some changes that just are not going to be to their benefit, and that maybe, they think your husband might be the cause for it? In other words, maybe they just feel this one up. But it looks as though they're looking towards something, looking towards what's coming. And there's a need for change here, or they're anticipating a change and they're stressing out about it. I don't know. This is pretty interesting to me, but I'll tell you what. I do not like the feel of those first cards we drew in that yes, no. They are definitely somebody your husband has to keep an eye on there. You know, there's always somebody in the office causing problems.
Well, looking at the death card as represented by Buzzard, this is a person who may be waiting for an opportunity to scavenge what they want from some wreckage that may occur. So they may be hoping that your husband fails or that something disrupts them, and then they're there to
pick up the pieces
to move in with the change that would happen.
Well, that's kind of interesting, Mr. O. I kind of like that.
It's coming more from an intuition, I feel, about this person. Because I wonder if they're a Scorpio. Oh. The child. The star followed by the child. So I guess this is saying that probably ultimately there will be hope, there will be things that will kind of rectify, change, or bring a different kind of destiny here. But it may move slowly. It may be child steps. These may be child steps that your husband may be able to do, just things he can maybe slowly, so that he doesn't look like he's got his agenda too, you know. So it may be about subtlety, moving towards his own agenda. Maybe it isn't about necessarily dissing the other person. It's just saying, this is my agenda. I'm bringing this brightness here. I'm emphasizing that.
It is possible that, wow, it's like three things are popping into my head, and I'm having a hard time deciding which it is. But I would say one of them is to just recognize that it may take a little time, but that things will start working themselves out. Hope will return that this is going to iron out and just be a passing phase. Or maybe they will move on is a possibility. Maybe at some point they will move on. The other thing I want to say is that maybe you just got to take it slow. You know, maybe something is going to happen with your husband. There might be a small step forward that will ease some of this a little bit, where he won't have to worry about this person anymore.
Right, something that actually distracts him or just pulls him in a different direction.
Well, you know? Or just maybe provide some type of cushioning where whatever this person thinks or does won't affect him. Like, for example, some kind of move or shift in assignments. I don't know. I mean, that's a little bit more far-fetched for me. But I really feel here that in time there might be small steps towards healing or mending the situation. But I'll tell you what, it does not, I mean, I believe there is something there that is not very pretty. It's kind of like that reading with the spirit we did, you know?
Yeah, earlier.
In that, I didn't like the feel of that one, and I don't like the feel of this one either. So I'd just be careful and know that it looks like in time things might improve. And just watch your back. That's the best you can do, you know, unless you want to leave your job over one crummy person who's making life miserable. Now, if it was a boss, if it was an actual boss, I would feel a little differently about that.
All right.
So that's what we have. Good luck with that, Violet.
Hey, Tidal Wave, I know you're still here, and we said we'd give you a spin on our wheel.
Well, he said no, thanks.
Are you sure? Come on, Tidal. Let's just ask. He's here, I know. They are here. Tidal Wave, do you want to spin on the wheel or not? And you're welcome. Sure. All right, so this is...
Do you want to spin it, Mr.
Yeah,
O?
this is Chaz Bogan's Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
It's all major arcana, so it's basically going to give you a nice
so we're just going to give you a
focus.
spin and a quickie reading. Is it the Magician?
It's the Fool.
Okay, so you get the Fool.
It's very, very close, but it's the Fool.
Whoops, got to go that way. And that would seem to
right about
indicate that you may be stepping off into something really different. You're taking a chance on something. There's a new adventure in front of you. It could also be indicating, too, that to some degree there's a sense of freshness and innovation involved in this. And the only thing you need to consider is your instinct should be guiding you.
Hey, Title, this is really a nice card. I love the Fool. Was my favorite card in the tarot for a long, long time. But I'm an Aries, so I like to do crazy adventures. So you know what? It's time to take a risk. It's time to take a chance on something. If you had something in mind you've really wanted to do, or you just had something on a whim that don't hesitate. Take that leap of faith. Take that chance. Go for it. I think the universe is saying it's time to take a risk. What's life without a little challenge or risk, right?
There you go.
Says the Aries.
So that's our show. We went into overtime, but we were happy to do that. Thanks to everybody that showed up.
Thanks to everybody except the troll. We appreciate all of you, and we're so happy to read for you all. And come join us again. We'll be here Thursday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for some real good times, come to our happy hour at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Saturday.
And that's it, folks.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.